God. Move to a better way, God, because we could hardly hear you breaking up, and I really want to hear you.
So that's what I'm saying. The reason I make biblical references when I'm talking to y'all, because that's what y'all believe in. When I'm talking amongst the gods, you feel me? And we talking about some real spiritual shit. I'm not using Bible references with the gods and goddesses. I use it for the believers. So if I'm talking to a Christian, and I say, you are God, and they say, no, I'm not. Only Jesus is God, or Yahweh, or El. Then I go to the Christian. I go to the Bible. You feel me? In John and the book of Psalms 82:6. Ye are gods. That don't mean I believe in it, but I'm gonna use that to help you understand what I'm talking about, because that's your language. When I'm talking to the goddesses and the gods, I don't use Bible references. I only do that for the believers.
Okay.
So that's why you can do that.
So
speak to the non-believers that are listening.
Right. That's why I want to ask the question. So what is your practice in teaching, and what is this knowledge when you come from the spiritual side? Where that come from? That's my question.
Where does the knowledge come from? From the spiritual side?
Like how can I find, like say if I wanted to be a believer in your practice, where can I use as a reference to learn some of the knowledge? If I wanted to be a believer in your tribe, how can I learn it?
You wouldn't be able to do that, because we don't accept believers. To be in Why Not tribe, you gotta remove belief from your subconscious mind, because that's the devil's playground. We don't believe.
So in Christianity, we all for the people. So in your tribe, you're not all for the people. You're only just your tribe.
We definitely not all. No, we definitely not all for the people.
Okay, so let me ask the question.
Go ahead, boss lady.
Hold on,
Go
real
ahead, boss
quick.
lady.
No, let him finish.
So we not all. I want to make this very clear. Why Not tribe is not all for the people. We not trying to unify with all black people. Y'all gonna be the motherfuckers that tear us down. Y'all gonna be the motherfuckers that kill me. You feel
so let me ask
Wait, let me. Can I ask my question first?
We only trying to build with a specific type of people. We're not trying to unify, and we're not for everybody.
I like that. So it's a selection. It's a selected few. Got it.
Exactly.
So my question, and again, I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you at all.
You is,
I don't know
about
the other brothers on here, but I don't think they're coming from that angle. So I don't want you to be defensive.
This is a conversation. We just
right. I don't want you to be defensive. We're here learning from each other, or or just conversing. Maybe not even learning, maybe just conversing. Okay, so that's first and foremost. Come from an unbiased perspective, especially when you talk to me with religion, because I'm doing the same. So when you have a potential prospect that denounces believing, what are the things that you're telling him to do? Is there a certain documents that he's looking at? I want to know what the process is after they've denounced that they believe in anything. Like, what does that look like? Or is that confidential? Only gods could know that.
No, it's quite simple. So, to be in a tribe, you got to remove belief from your subconscious mind. And the way we do this, by giving self, you can administer yourself a conscious cleansing or a mental detox. You feel me? Everybody do it themselves, but at the same time, the process is going through your mind, and you have to flush away everything and everything that can't be proven. So if it can't be proven, you feel me? If it don't have no evidence, if it lacks evidence, discontinue the teachings of that. Discontinue the use of that. Matter of fact, flush that whole thought out your mind. This is a mental detox. A lot of us need this, you feel me? Because we living in belief systems nowadays, which is very, very, it's very deceiving. So that's basically the process, you feel me, Joe?
I have one question, and I'm gonna digress. Are females able to obtain or acquire as much knowledge as males are in your sector?
Hell no. Nope. No, I'm just playing. That's what you wanted me to say. Hell yeah.
No, I didn't want. I don't
Yes,
operate. I don't operate from my wants. I operate from people or genuine people, and I listen. I'm not you.
What type of question is that? Of course, they can acquire as much knowledge as they can if they want to. But like I'm gonna say, you ain't supposed to be learning this. You can't learn. Come on, man.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. So no, I'm not operating from a stance of wanting you to say anything. I'm asking genuine questions to again acquire knowledge.
Okay, I hear you.
I digress. I'm not impressed, but okay. I'm not impressed. Because you can't be deaf. You can't cheat deaf. You can't make life. I see you moving paper in plastic bottles, honey. God was doing Jesus was doing way more than that at 33.
You don't even. But you
So I
talking
want
about
to ask.
Jesus.
I want
Buddha
to
was
ask you. I
doing
want
way
to.
more than
So
that at
I
33.
want to ask
You
you. So I
talking
want to
about
ask you.
Jesus like he was a
He
So I
was
want to
doing
ask
resurrected
you
way
a
man.
more
question.
than that.
You
So
in
I
a
want to
belief
ask you.
system. You lost.
So I want to
You
ask a
fucked
question, Chief.
already.
I want to ask you a question,
Go
Chief.
ahead.
So this woman or anybody in general, right? Why should they drop their beliefs just to be part of your tribe? Why is that? Why
My
should they give
camera's
up
off because
all
I'm
the?
naked.
Why should they give up everything that they learned in the house of the Lord and join your tribe? Why is that? Why should a woman give me a good beneficial reason why a woman should do that? Leave her whole religion just to be part of your tribe. Why should she do that? Why is that good
Okay.
for
Wait,
her?
is
Okay.
this
I'm
made up
gonna
of women?
answer. I'm gonna answer your
No.
question, G. I can
Okay.
answer your question. So
Okay.
first and foremost, a person shouldn't do anything they don't want to do. So if you don't want to be in my tribe, don't come to my tribe. That's first. But this is the reason why you should leave religion. If you want to live a truthful path, a truth-based path, you feel me? You need to leave religion alone because the devil dwells in all belief systems. If there was a creator God, he would not dwell in belief. He would only dwell in the truth. You feel me? But belief don't require evidence. So this is the devil's playground. This is why you should leave all belief alone so you won't be deceived. You tell me
So how
who's
do you
being deceived more. You tell me who being deceived more, the believer or the wise man who don't deal with
so
belief?
so so let me ask you this. When I'm around Christians, I got truth from Christianity. Why you say it's not truth that my Christianity is speaking on compared to yours? That's my question.
Because
Because I've learned
a
a lot.
Christian,
I learned a lot. I
because
learned a lot of truth in my church, in my house of the Lord, in my
okay,
sanctuary.
but look though, God, a Christian will lie to me and will lie to you in your face and tell you Jesus died for your sins. And that ain't been proven. They a fucking liar. It is what the truth will set you free. So when I call Christians liars, they dealing with belief. They don't care about the truth. They liars. They defenders of
But you
lies.
know what's not fair, Chief, is that you're calling people names and not once have we called you a name.
So okay, so I'm supposed so the truth's supposed to be
No, I'm
like
just saying
quieted
have
down.
respect for those
So
who have respect for you.
what you mean? They
So
don't
so
have
so
respect for themselves. If they
so
teaching a lie, they
Regardless,
lack
but
so
self-respect.
somebody who
so let me
That's
doesn't
what
let me
I'm
believe in
saying.
what you believe could easily say the same about you, but
I
they
don't
don't do
believe we
that.
let me
don't believe
let
any
me
we
let
don't
me
believe in anything. It's
So
no comparison. We don't believe.
I feel that now I'm not hiding. As I said, I'm
okay.
naked. My point is that when you're speaking of religion or any belief system, whatever you use, whatever title we're gonna use to describe it, there has to be a level of respect, even if somebody doesn't believe what you believe. And as
Facts.
I sit here, hold on, as I sat here for the past maybe 20 minutes, maybe 18 minutes to be exact, I've heard a lot of name calling, and I'm like, wait,
All right,
no
can I
one's
ask you a
done that,
question?
even though, hold on, let me finish, even though we don't believe what you believe, or I don't believe what you believe, and I have
I
not
don't
called you a
believe shit.
name yet,
I don't
and or
what
period, and I don't desire to. And I'm like, Dag, where's the level of respect? Despite me believing or not believing, how are you gonna welcome me into this tribe? Not that you want to, but even if I was in a sliver of interested, your delivery is trash. Now,
I
now,
know,
now going into
and
now I'm going into
and
additives.
it's
Because hold on,
supposed
let
to
me
be it's
finish.
supposed to
Let me
be
finish.
trash
Hold on, Chief.
to the
Let me finish.
believers.
Hold on,
Go
Chief.
ahead,
Let me
sweetie.
finish.
Go ahead.
Hold on,
Go ahead,
Chief. Let
sweetie.
me finish. Hold on, Chief. Let me finish. What I'm saying to you is that where's the ounce of respect for humanity, for decency? Where's that? Or does
All right.
your religious talk about that?
You asked me 10 questions. Which one you want me to answer first?
Does your
Or the,
religion or does your indoctrination system talk about respecting others who don't believe what you believe without name
so
calling?
so if I call a Christian a liar, and a Christian is a liar, I'm wrong with a Christian. My name calling ain't got no lie in it. But the Christian is sitting here smiling in my face, lying to me about Jesus. So you want to blame me? Blame yourself.
If
Blame the
I'm not
Christian for
blaming
blaming
you,
that shit.
please
Come
take
on,
off
So
the
I'm not
point and
trying
the
to hear that
finger.
soft ass shit. I'm not trying to hear none of that soft
Let
ass
me
shit. But
ask
I
the
ain't lying.
question again.
I'm not lying.
okay.
I'm not
Let me
lying.
ask the
My
question
name,
again.
real quick, sis. My name calling don't got no lie in it. But a Christian to sit here all
Okay.
soft
Okay.
spoken, lying,
So you
lie
let me.
I'm not
filled.
saying, but bro, this is the reality of it. This is the reality
Mm,
of it. You talking from a premise of being poor. Let's talk about this. And you're moving paper and plastic bottles, bro. I did not come for you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I could be ignorant and I could say that too.
That
But
ain't
what I'm
shit.
saying to
That
you
ain't
is,
shit.
hold on,
And I
listen
could
to
be
what I'm
ignorant
saying
too,
to you,
though.
Chief.
I could be ignorant
I
too,
just
though.
want to say something. Listen
You
to what I'm
want to
saying
learn
to
from me?
you.
Nah,
Listen
you
to what I'm
want
saying
to
to
learn
you.
from me. You keep on bringing that
What
plastic
I'm
bottles
saying
and
is
shit. You
that
wish you
where's
had
the
that ability.
respect at?
You wish you had that ability. That's bringing it up.
I have no desire
Okay.
to move a piece
Brought
of
that.
paper if
Let me
I'm
You
let me
living
brought
in
let
that
me
up
let me
five
poverty.
let
times.
me let
You
me let
brought
me
that up
good thing
5 times.
so okay so
Poverty,
good
if I'm
so
living in
hold
poverty and just being
She brought that
comfortable,
shit
I
up
have
five.
no
She
desire
brought
to
it up
move
five
hold
paper
on,
times.
or
I
a
got a
plastic
question.
bottle.
So let me ask
She
him
brought
let me
that
ask
shit
you a
up
I
question.
5
have
times.
I
Hold on,
have no
hold on.
desire to move a
Let
plastic
me
bottle or paper
no,
if I'm living in
specific.
poverty.
It's
You
good that
keep
I
you brought
don't.
talking
that up.
about it. You act
So
like you
hold on,
invested.
I have
hold on.
no interest.
Let me ask him a question. Since you brought up the bottles and the movement of these things, where's that higher being and energy coming from? Where's that
That's
coming
coming.
from?
That's coming from divine knowledge of self.
You don't think that's coming from God,
Hell no, I am
Christianity?
God. Of course it is. I am
Because you
God.
know in Christianity we have Holy Spirits, right?
It's coming from me. I am God. You're absolutely
So
right,
what
brother.
I'm saying Holy Spirits. That's spiritual. That can be actually what your energy is coming from with that bottle, the Holy Spirit. God.
I
Do
mean,
you
shit.
believe that or not?
And
If
what
you
I've
want to
seen
look at
thus
it,
far is it nothing short from a demonic play as a musician, as a magician.
No. I want to understand it because I'm trying to
I'm making that
understand.
clear.
I'm trying to
It
nah, it's
gives
understand
all
it.
good.
demonic play of
I'm-
it gives demonic packed with the devil to do
You're a fucking
synthetic
Christian.
magic. That's what it's giving.
so let me ask you a question, Chief.
Now that's my
What?
opinion.
Let me ask you another question,
That's what
Chief.
you get for
What
being.
made you like? What made you like want to walk away from Christianity and not be a believer? What made
Because
you not believe it?
all the lies I've been told since I was a kid. Christianity is lie filled, and Christians defenders of that lie, and they
It's
gonna
giving
defend it.
demonic, honey.
So
They gonna
okay,
defend that lie until they go to the grave.
okay. So how can I say this,
I
Chief?
want to know how God worked
Wait,
miraculously in your life and
wait.
brought
I
you
want to ask
what
him.
you
Hold
needed.
on. I want to ask
I'm
him a
sorry,
question.
sincere.
I want to ask him another question. So you said your tribe makes things move effectively, right? It moves great. But what I'm saying is, with Christianity, you have more people that have a bigger tribe
And
across the
it's been
board.
around longer. That has a
Right.
lot to do with longevity.
So what I'm saying is Christianity is always going to be in a bigger aspect when it comes to your tribe. It would be actually smart to get in tune with the Christianity and with the belief to make your tribe even bigger. Because you get Christianity intertwined into what you're talking about, it can make your tribe bigger. You're settling short, bro, by doing that. You're settling
I
short.
mean, it's sorcery. It's sorcery. You feel me, Joe?
But how is what you doing not sorcery?
Right.
Exactly.
Like I want to
So
know, like
you don't
how
want to
is
know
what
because
you not doing is not sorcery? Because I know
you
anything
ain't
I
want
put my mind to, anything I ask, I receive
you don't want to
without
know
any
the answer.
struggle,
You don't
without
want to
any
know the
studying.
answers. You just here to talk. You don't want to answer. You don't want answers to your questions. You ask a lot of questions. When I try to
Of
answer them,
course,
you don't want
Okay,
the
okay,
answers.
okay,
that's
You
okay,
how
okay.
you
just
So let me,
acquire
okay,
knowledge.
so let me ask you
You
another.
just talking,
Okay,
man.
so let me ask
See,
you a question, Chief.
Sincere really want to learn, and
No.
he
I'm
really
asking you
want
a real
answers.
question. Let me ask you
Okay.
a real question, Chief. Make me a believer that I was supposed to be in your tribe. Convince me
Nah,
that.
Joe,
Convince me.
you
I'm
don't.
gonna ask straight
As
up,
long as,
across the board.
sincere. As long as you believe and you can't be in why not tribe, you got to come up out of that. You got to walk on
Well,
your
for me,
own truth and truth.
it's not for me then, because I believe in Christianity. I believe that the universe, the energy, everything that came in existence came from the higher beings of God. That's where everything was started from, in my opinion. That's how I look at it. I don't
Yo, let me
believe. I
tell y'all
don't
something
believe.
about
I don't. I don't.
ancestors. Let me tell
Let
y'all
me just
something
finish,
about
boss. Let me
ancestors
just
because I
finish,
see the
boss.
comments going
Hold
crazy. I
on,
just had to
let me
make this.
just let me
I
just
just
finish.
have to
Let me just
stress
finish.
this.
Then I'll say something, boss.
Y'all, a
I
lot
don't
of y'all
believe.
don't know how to utilize your ancestors. I
Wait,
hear
hold on. Let me just.
ancestor talk in the comments, but a lot of y'all is struggling financially. The ancestor does not allow you guys to, or God, or whoever you believe in, does not agree with y'all living in mediocrity. It's about
Right.
abundance in nature,
Right.
with that includes finances, family, and harmony in everything that you do. So if
You
you're
a
living in
Christian. You can't.
poverty, hold on, let me just wrap
You a
up. If
Christian.
you're living in
You a
poverty,
Christian. You
you're
trying to
not
talk
living in
about
abundance and
ancestors.
in the way the ancestors
Wait,
intended you
hold
to
on.
live.
Let me.
Jesus don't give
Be
a fuck
clear of
about your
that.
ancestors. Jesus
Be
don't care
clear
about
of
your
that.
ancestors. You a
Let me. Let
American
fucking
me just.
born
Let
Christian
me.
people.
Let
Be
me. Let
clear
me.
talking
Let
of
about
me.
your
that.
Let me.
ancestors.
Let me. I
Bruh,
wanted to
you a
say
Christian
something.
trying to teach about the
I'm
ancestors.
not
Stop it,
I'm
man.
not
That's a
teaching
sin.
nothing.
Hold on,
What I'm
That's a
hold on.
saying
sin.
to
Let me
you
ask him
is
a
Your
your
question.
Jesus,
Let me
ancestors
ask.
is
your
not
Jesus
agreeing
don't
with
care
your
about the ancestors.
mediocrity of
Hold on,
Yo,
boss.
your
lifestyle.
Let me
Jesus,
ask him a
but look
question,
though,
boss
your
lady.
Jesus don't care
The
about
ancestors
ancestors.
have appointed us
Your
to live in
Jesus,
abundance, honey. They did the
Wait,
your
hard
G,
work
yo,
I
already.
get that.
Your Jesus don't care about ancestors.
Okay,
So
be
why is he
clear
talking
that.
about ancestors?
So
Be clear of that.
My
let me
reality
wait,
is abundance.
wait, let me
I'm
say this.
sorry,
Let
I'm
me
in the
say this.
comments. Pardon.
Again,
Let me,
fake
let
ass
me say
Christian.
this. Let me say this to you,
Ooh,
Chief.
you mad?
Let me
Don't do
hold
that.
on,
You
hold on. Let
mad?
me say this to you, Chief.
Ah,
How do I look?
man.
You say you God, right? I don't think no man on earth is God besides the one in higher beings. That's my question. Who made you God? What says that you have the criteria to be God on earth? It says that you man can have all the answers for everybody's mind. That's my question.
And God ain't making us live in poorness.
Because
I
God,
gotta
because
understand God.
my God was forsaken for his people. He sacrificed for the people. So
God
are
ain't
you
letting
going?
you live in comfort, honey. He letting you live
Hey,
above and
hey, hey,
beyond, honey.
hey, sincere. Hey,
Hold
sincere.
on. Let me just finish. Let me just finish what I'm saying.
Go
So
ahead, God.
are you gonna sacrifice yourself for your tribe, like the Christianities did?
Hey, sincere. My God was
Straight
never
up,
try.
straight up.
Listen, this what I'm at. This what I'm gonna tell you. My goddess was never sacrifice me. That's what religion do. See, Jesus got sacrificed by his own people, by y'all. You feel me? And he even cried out to God and say, "My Lord, why have you forsaken me?" He didn't want to die for y'all sins, but y'all sacrificed this nigga. You feel me? The Christians and the Jews or whatever, his own people, which is y'all sacrifice him. My goddesses will never sacrifice me for any of you motherfuckers.
You believe
Honey,
that? You believe that? You believe that your girls won't sacrifice you? You don't think that would ever happen?
who
I
You
owns
don't
don't
the
think that?
believe in
hoe?
anything. I don't
Yeah.
even believe in anything.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Who owns
Do
I
the
you?
don't believe.
house?
I don't believe in anything,
Who
G.
owns the land?
Right.
She's so lost.
Stop.
She's so
Who
lost.
has vehicles? Like, what are we doing here?
Look.
Okay.
Yo,
Abundance, guys.
Let me
Abundance.
ask you. Let me ask him a question. Who
hold on,
brought you in the
sincere,
world? Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Chief. Let me ask you a real question, Chief. Who
Divine
brought you in?
abundance.
I'm
Who?
finna answer that, but y'all
Let
pay
me ask you a
attention.
real question, Chief. Who brought
Yeah,
you
who
into the
brought me in
world?
the world? I'm finna answer that question. But before
Okay.
I do, y'all pay attention to to you feel me, the lady. She study talking about money. We talking
No,
about
I'm talking about
spirituality.
abundance.
We talking about spirituality. She talking about money.
Abundance.
You feel me? That's hey, just pay attention. You feel me? Just now to answer your question, sister. You feel me? My mother brought me into the world. Point blank period.
But my thing is, you never spoke to me anything
Supreme, are
about.
you one of them?
You never spoke to me on the spiritual side. Everything that you spoke to me on is on religious. You brought up Christianity. You brought up dislike to God. But you never said anything that your tribe does or you're practicing that is beneficial to society, to humanity. You never broke that down. You never
I mean,
elaborate on.
because religious platform, y'all won't understand the language that
You
God.
breaking down, baby.
No. What I'm understanding is that you're not giving me anything that I seen from what I seen in Christianity, from what you're trying to, perpetuate for the people.
He
That's what
do
I
give a
got.
fuck about abundance, honey. That's how you know you in tune. Okay?
So I'm saying is that
Man, you a
you
gold
don't.
digger, G.
Nah. She's no go to the boss. These good peoples. What I'm saying
You
is
can
this.
only dig for gold when it's not yours. It's
Now,
mine.
now, now, now,
Okay.
in my Bible, it
You
says
go
don't
ahead
you
and
don't
look.
you don't.
Jesus
Listen, in my Bible,
It's mine.
it says don't disrespect humanity. But what you did just now, God that you claim to be and say, you just disrespected a goddess. Don't in your tribe, you don't
uh
disrespect goddesses and you respect them.
hell.
Can we get into the definition of God? Let's
Hey,
start with that.
so look
Come
though. So
on,
look though.
boss lady, you
My
got the
God,
floor,
hey,
bro. Yo,
Can we
Heavy, did you
start
want
with
to
the
say something? Heavy,
definition of
Heavy
God?
got nothing to say. Heavy never got a chance to speak, so let Heavy
Yeah, that
tap.
was one of
hey,
Heavy's
sincere.
questions. Can we talk about the definition of God?
That's a good
I can.
question.
We
Can
know
we
the
define
definition.
that? Can that be defined?
We know. Of course. This easy. God is a fucking spirit of divinity. You feel me? A spirit of divinity, a divine spirit.
What is
Nothing more, nothing
divine?
less. Divine means of God or from God. That's what it means. Divine means of God or from God. You want to look it up? Look it up. God means is a spirit. The
Those are
definition of God
the
is a
religious
divine
ones.
spirit. The definition of a God is a divine spirit. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, bro, you feel me? I'm not trying to recruit nobody over here. You feel me? We can talk about some real spiritual shit, and I can raise your consciousness. But as far as like, this ain't the crowd for that, because y'all won't even be able to understand my language. You feel me? Come
Is
to
it
my
because
live.
you feel that we rebuttal you?
No, because first and foremost, like you got a religious bird brain. You're gonna irritate me if I try to break
You
down
see
some
what I'm saying? You see the
some
name
deep.
calling?
You
Yeah.
do,
I'm
you
not
do
doing
though.
that.
It's okay
Okay, I
That's
then.
got
not
him.
of God.
It's
Okay, so I
okay
have
then.
him.
How you going? You
Mm-mm.
don't
Okay,
even know what God is. You
Mm-mm.
believe God is. You
Mm-mm.
believe in a sky daddy.
Mm-mm.
Your
Nope.
God in the clouds with a
It's
white
not
beard.
of
You don't even
God.
believe
That's
in
not of
God.
God.
You don't even know what
A
God is.
divine spirit is not going to allow you to name call somebody who didn't
If they
insult
is,
you.
hey, respect is earned, not given.
It's not
Respect
going
is
to allow
earned,
it
not
to
given.
happen. That's how I know you not God, because
See,
only
your God.
a
See, your
God is not
God.
going to put
Your God
damnation
killed.
on
Right,
people.
right. You right though. But your
They're
God
not.
don't kill
It's
babies.
not going to happen. When
Your
you
God kill
operating
babies.
from a spirit
Your
of
God
divine
kill babies though.
divinity, like what you
Your
just
God,
explained,
your God
there's
kill
no
babies
room
though.
for insults.
Your God kill
That's
babies.
not the
Your
God.
God is
Buddha wasn't doing that.
your
Jesus didn't insult
no.
people.
Fuck Buddha. We
And
talking
those are the
about your
names
God.
that you gave to me as the gods that you know that studied and
Fuck
died.
Buddha.
Those two people as examples
Fuck
that you
them.
name,
See, you
they
don't want to
wouldn't
talk
do what
about
you're
your God
doing.
though. Hey, sincere. She don't want to talk about her God. Her God is a
I
pedophile.
did. I just said, you
Her
said
God. Hey,
Jesus
look
and you
though.
said
Hey, look.
Buddha.
okay, okay, okay,
Those
okay,
Sincere.
two
okay, okay, okay,
people
Sincere.
weren't
okay.
Sincere.
documented
So,
insulting
Sincere.
people.
so
Sincere. She don't
you
want to
say,
They
talk about
weren't.
that.
okay, so
Her
let
God
me,
is a pedophile. Her God condones pedophilia.
I'll
Her
repeat
God
it
kills
again.
babies.
Based on
Her God
the
kills
information
babies.
that you said, divineness
Exactly. Exactly. Shut the
of
fuck up. You don't
God
even know
is
what
not
God is.
insulting
You
people.
don't
It's
even know what
not.
God is. You don't even know what God is.
okay,
You trying
so
to
you say chief, people in the church are are pedophiles, right? But there's people in your tribe that abuse women, tear down women, don't respect the woman. So how is that any different from my God in our practice and what people in your tribes do? Like Nature Boy,
hey,
abuse women, and
hey,
the lifestyle you
hey,
do.
look.
Let's
Nature
talk
Boy
about
ain't my tribe. Nature Boy ain't my
it. No, no,
tribe.
no, no, no. He's not part of your tribe,
First
but
and
he's part
foremost.
of your lifestyle.
But beautiful dark
Hey,
waters, your
he
name is
ain't
He's
he
dark,
part.
ain't
sis.
He's part of
There's
your
nothing
lifestyle.
God
hey
about
look
that.
though. Look though.
You're the
Let me
darkness.
explain. So
Okay.
I'm a disrespect any motherfucker that disrespect me, whether you're a 90-year-old woman or a little ass kid. Respect
I
is
want to
earned,
know
not
what
given, and I
God does
appreciate it.
that.
I You don't even know what
Let him
God is, so shut the
let him
fuck
finish.
up.
Let him
But
finish.
You
I'll
don't
Let him
even know
ask the
finish.
what God
question
is.
rhetorically to see where you were with it,
Nah,
and you
if
described it as divinity.
yeah,
So, what
yeah,
part of
if
divinity describes insulting others? I'm just
so this
curious.
what, but I can give you the part of divinity where he condones God. Your God condones pedophilia
Insulting?
and
I'm
and
looking
kind of
specifically
hold
for
on, hold on,
insults, like
hold
what you
on,
just
hold
said.
on, hold on. You wanna go to insults? Let's go
No,
to
that's
something
what you
worse than insult.
did.
Pedophilia,
You
So
called me a
child
gold
trafficking,
digger. Wait,
Let
let's talk
heavy let
about
heavy
that.
jump
You
manipulation.
in.
called me a gold
Manipulation,
digger.
Let's not argue with
manipulation,
each other. Let's
No,
just
let's
talk.
unpack.
Let's not
Let's
fight.
unpack.
real
You
look though.
called
Hey,
me
hold
a
on,
gold
look, hey,
digger.
sincere. Pay
Hold on. Heavy
attention,
want to say
sincere. She
something.
don't
Let
wanna.
heavy say something. Let
Hey,
heavy jump
sincere.
in.
Heavy, go
She
ahead,
don't want to
darling.
talk about. She
I
don't
just
want to
want to
talk about
know what part
the
of
fucked
that.
up shit her God into. She talking
It's
about insults. Your
darknesses.
God
I
doing
never
way
said
worse
nothing
than that.
negative about that.
Your
It's
God,
just darkness. We're not into that.
your God doing way worse than that.
No,
Your God
I'm
doing
not
way
into
worse
dark.
than
My
Okay,
skin
so
insults.
is not
You
dark.
don't want
I'm
to talk
radiant
about
of
that.
light,
let me ask you a question,
ladies.
Exactly.
Chief. Let me ask you a
Go
question,
ahead,
Chief.
bro.
Do you feel comfortable if I bring one of the women up here from your tribe to understand why she walked away from being a believer? Like, can
Who,
I
my
do that?
tribe?
Like,
My
yeah,
You
one
tribe?
know what?
there's a lot
Nah,
of
That's a
women in
great
here.
nah,
idea,
nah.
sincere.
I want to ask.
My
Which one
goddess
do
is
you
not finna
pick?
come up
Which
here.
one do you think would be the most knowledgeable, Chief?
Nah,
Now. Let me
my
tell.
goddesses don't want to deal with y'all. They
Who do
not
you
coming up here.
Well,
suggest?
let me tell you. Let me tell you, Chief. In Christianity, all people are allowed to have a voice. All people are allowed to be about humanity. So how
We
come?
not Christians. We
No,
not
but no.
Christians,
But
bro.
listen. So what you're saying to me, Chief, is that the women that you deal with, they're not allowed to speak to the outside. Only people
I
they can
don't want.
talk to you as a god.
Can we let
I
Heavy though? Can we let Heavy talk? Cause he's been
Yeah,
up
go
here
ahead,
and
Heavy.
been real
I'm so
patient.
passionate, Heavy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Heavy.
oh, no, I'm just listening to the dialogue. That's what I'm here for. But I
Okay.
just tell y'all this: it's gonna get kind of redundant if you're gonna say, if you don't believe in religion and you don't worship that God and you keep making references to that God and how he's bad, but you're saying that you are God. So then if you're going to compare with that, showing the bad that he does, you would also have to state the good that God is claimed to do, and then put yourself in comparison with the good also that God is being claimed to do. Or, also what you guys need to also do is, I think it would be better to explain your concept of God without using religious terms. I think the people would get it a little bit better, because if I ask the scientist or microbiologist to explain God in his terminology, he would give it to me in his terminology. Or if I asked a gardener, they would put it into their terminology. So, but if you're using religious terminology, it's almost as if the information is coming from religion and not coming from you or source or wherever that gives you the totality of the information, and not just from that resourced spot. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
So
that way you guys could actually get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? And talking about it. I yield.
So now, and
Thank you, Heavy.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So I definitely, and Heavy, you should know, bro. Like, when on my platform, without these religious motherfuckers, when we amongst the gods and the goddesses, we not using Bible scriptures amongst each other. So I'm only using these references so that they can understand. Because if I speak my language, they ain't gonna understand me if I tell them what God truly is. You feel me? So I'm using their references and I'm speaking their language. Don't mean I believe in it. Don't mean, you feel me, this is what I teach from the Bible. But when I'm talking to a Christian trying to explain God, I'm going to speak in their language. Now, when we on my platform amongst the gods and the goddesses, we not bringing up Bible scriptures when we defining God. Hell no.
But the goddesses are, I think the goddesses are in this room. And because we have people who are of the same sector as you, why would you dumb them down? That's not fair to them.
I ain't done.
And enlightenment, and when you're dealing with enlightenment, when you're dealing with enlightened people or people trying to get enlightened based on how you do things, why would you put them in a box?
You wasting your time. That ain't gonna work on my goddesses. They seeing right here. Oh, she trying to, you feel me, say chief down and us. Ain't nobody down.
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
You heard me well.
You breaking up terribly. I didn't hear you.
You better catch the replay then.
Okay, so now we're being smart. I love it.
You trying to say like I'm
Sir, I don't have a stuttering problem. I wasn't born with that. I'm gonna need you to focus and think about what you're saying before you deliver it. Again, your phone is breaking up. I'm trying to hear you, and I asked you just to repeat it. It wasn't because you weren't clear.
Okay,
your phone is breaking up.
This what I'm saying.
So,
that ain't gonna work.
But your insults and things of that nature can't move. You can't move somebody who's rolling in God's abundance. You can't move me.
Let me ask you a question.
You a believer. Come on, man.
Let me ask you a question, Chief.
How am I lost?
Hold on, let me ask you a question, boss lady.
Because you're moving paper and plastic bottles. I'm the lost one. Okay,
no.
What
I'm saying,
no worries. No worries.
What I'm saying,
no worries. You got it.
That's how you lost.
You got it.
What I'm saying is this to you, Chief. Is the real reason why you don't want your women to come up here because they will end up still truly being a believer of what we're practicing. You don't feel like, we the way, we really the truth. Christianity is really the truth, and that's why you don't want them to come up here. Is that the real truth?
No, I don't want my goddess. I don't want my goddess as a part of none of this shit. The waters is.
I don't think they're able to stand strong enough.
So okay, come on,
right.
you a fucking Christian.
I don't think so.
Right.
Hey, hold on. Let me
because as a teacher in the real world,
you a Christian,
and on the spiritual aspect,
you lost just off
my success is through my students.
Your success is
through my students.
Shut the fuck
That's
up,
how I
man.
know I did something.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Ooh, now I got you cursing. So what part of God and me made you curse and come out of character?
Wait, let's not fight.
What part of God? Hold on, let's talk about this. Because the reality of it is that I made you use profanity in your vocabulary as being somebody who's well-versed. What God and me and divinity had the power to make you shift that without curse? I didn't curse. So what power in that you had so limited vocabulary that you chose to use profanity to describe your conversation?
All I'm gonna say,
what power in me was that?
My cursing ain't got no lie in it.
Hold on, boss lady.
You gotta cut.
Somebody, one of the women want to come up here. She sent a request.
My goddess is standing
Beautiful.
down. They not
Supreme Goddess wanted. She sent the request.
dark
They
waters.
not coming up here, man.
But yeah.
I say drop down, Joe. Don't come up here, man. It's like earlier,
So
guys.
so why do you not feel comfortable? Why? Because we're Christianity and you don't feel like anybody that's part of your tribe can't speak to a Christian? That's my question, Chief.
Nah, because we just went through this shit earlier. You feel me? I'm over here arguing and shit. Then my goddess come up and then motherfucker try to attack her. I'm not with none of that. You feel me? My goddess is no.
Okay, so the reason why I say that is because I think
What's
of the
up, Cuzzo?
well-being. I think of the well-being of women. So I feel like, you know, the tribes, these tribes that are being created, I feel like these tribes are putting women in danger because they're going off of manipulation and brainwashing. That's how I really feel about tribes, respectfully.
So you think I'm brainwashing my goddesses?
I feel like these women don't have the ability to make their own decision making because this one man who feels like he's alpha is the only one that has control over these women. That's just my opinion, how I look at the tribes.
I mean,
You know,
be honest. I mean, forget the tribes. That's what you think going on over here, sincere. Be honest.
honestly. So the reason why I say okay, so let me finish why I feel like it's brainwashing. Because can these women make a move without you having any say? Is that a clear assessment?
Of course, they grown as hell. But let me
Okay,
explain something
so
real.
so
Let me
so so
explain
so
something
let me
real quick.
so
How
let me
can it? Hold on.
so
Let me
let me
explain something real quick. How can it
okay.
be brainwashing? I'll see if I was out here recruiting. Hey, I got a tribe. You want to be on my tribe? Or you should be on my tribe. Ooh, this. I'm not recruiting a fucking soul. Everybody in Why Not Tribe vibrated towards me. So how the fuck I'm brainwashing them? Stop playing, G. Like y'all trying to put that shit on me. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
It is a
It ain't got
brainwashing if you really look
all
at
that.
it. It really
I'm
looks at
not
it.
brain.
It's a
Hey,
brainwashing.
sincere. I'm not brainwashing nobody. If anything, I'm washing their brains from religious dogma. From religious dogma.
What's
Don't
up? What's
take
up,
motherfuckers
Heavy?
about a religion.
What's up, man?
Man, why you too spiritual to deal with this cat right here? Because I'm about to give streets, man.
I'm
Excuse me, because he
just
can talk.
notice I haven't said anything.
Right.
Because I hear all the judgment. People, you know, when things like
I
this
don't want
first
to judge.
start
I
off,
just want to ask questions.
but when stuff like this first starts off, you can tell who's on whose side. You know,
Uh-huh.
people arguing and opinionated and arguing, so they're not being very receptive to the other person. But I at least
Right.
allow the person to get their out before I even give dialogue. But one thing I wanted to say was, Chief, with that, what is ultimately the goal? What's ultimately the goal of the telepathy that you're teaching your followers?
So anybody that want to learn telepathy, you feel me, Joe? You know, the goal is
No,
to
not the learning of
reach.
it, but ultimately the goal of it. Like, what is the goal of the telepathy? Like, what is it for? What is it, just to move objects, or like, to you, what is it? What do you teach them, or do they know, or have you discovered the ultimate goal of it? You know?
Yeah, so telepathy is a part of the spiritual journey for me, you know, and this raises your consciousness and this brings you to another level, higher levels of divine knowledge itself. Because now you know that you have the ability to move physical objects without physical contact. You feel me? So this is raising your level of a self-awareness. This is based like it brings you into another level of divine knowledge itself. Now all the goddesses in my tribe, you feel me? Some of them don't do telekinesis because you feel me, that ain't they will. That ain't, you feel me, what they was calling for. But if they ready, you know, I'm the teacher is right here. So,
So
but
so you
the reason
you basically I'm gonna be funny and serious at the same time. So you basically like a Pokemon.
you can call me what you want, peace and healing to you, brother. I ain't gonna even go there with you because I know you soft as hell. But I ain't even taking that shit to you.
No, because
Nah, real.
if you
I'm gonna
start
save
your
my
own,
energy for
listen,
some real niggas. I'm gonna save my gangster shit for some real
listen,
niggas. You
listen,
ain't even
listen,
worth that
listen,
gangster
listen,
shit, Joe. Go
listen,
back to
because
church.
you
Go
supposed
back
to
to church. Go
listen.
back to
If you
church.
supposed to be ahead of a religion, you should never go to no violence because you should understand the rebellious and the
Man, it's an
pushback
eye for an eye. It's an eye for an eye. You
of
soft
a
as hell.
different
You talking
of the
to a god,
religion.
man. It's an eye for an eye, man. You talking to a
So,
god
so,
with
so
your soft ass on. I ain't
you
trying to hear
are
none of that soft ass
basically
shit, Joe.
you made my point of being a cult then, where you can't sit down and talk to people that's not going
Nah,
with your
you
belief.
see how I'm talking to my brother Heavy? Because we respectful. You came up here with the wrong energy, so I'm just giving you
No,
what you gave me.
that's coming
Don't
over
cry
where you
now.
going
Don't
after
cry
this.
about it. Don't cry about it.
Dude, hush. Nobody worry about you, man. Cause I see you in the streets, man. You ain't about that life. But that's the big side at that point. Listen,
let's not talk about
you
violence.
are, I'm telling you from the outside. I'm telling you from the outside, and just common sense dealing with people, knowing where certain cults are started. You are a cult, my brother. You started a cult. You go any history that people had their own cult, have people drinking Kool-Aid. So that's what you're doing. You're not giving people free will to make their mind up, or the women to make their mind up. You are a cult, like a dictatorship. Now, I understand it's hard to receive the truth, but that's what you're doing.
All right, next question.
That's what you're doing.
Okay, next question.
So basically,
I told you when I was on here before, be careful of what you're doing, because you have to answer to everything you do in your lifetime.
So let me ask you a question.
Shut your bitch ass up.
And I ain't bringing no religion, no Christianity. I'm bringing the facts of being true. I care for people, no matter what you believe in,
let's not fight.
or who you believe in. I got love for the humankind, period. And I overrules all your sins, all what you believe.
Hold on,
That's the difference between me and you.
Listen to me first.
I can sit with you at your table with unconditional love.
Hold on, person.
And deal with yourself.
Hold on, person.
And still love.
Hold on, person.
And the pushback, because it's real love. That's where the pushback.
Let me ask you a question.
The truth.
So let me ask. So you say
plain and simple.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask you a question, Preston. So when you said his tribe is like a cult,
that's what I'm looking for. Silence.
Well, hold on, Preston.
Right
let me ask
there.
you the question. Hold on. Let me ask you.
All right, so that's all I came. I'm about to watch some wrestling and watch some football.
Wait, hold on. Listen to the question. Yes, I'm waiting for you to listen to the question. When you
mastering what's in here.
Listen, Preston, stop cutting me off.
What's up, Mo? But yeah, Heavy, man. You know, listen, Preston. Ain't nothing. I'm only 30, be 40 in a minute. Ain't nothing new. Nothing new I hear from people, man. It's it's just this is a
what I'm saying to you,
cream of the crop coming out. It's gonna be more
what I'm saying, Preston,
in the coming years, boy.
No, what I'm saying
be more to come. Watch.
Listen, Preston. What I'm saying to you, Preston, you're coming in too hot, Preston. You have to be able to come in with an understanding and be able to listen to the man's perspective. You can't come in here and take
Hold on, I can't hear you, sincere. Hold on. I might think
well, come on, Preston. It's ridiculous.
Okay, we got to put some knowledge in here in a minute.
Yeah, let's bring some knowledge to this conversation.
All right, so let me give a little knowledge, okay? Because I asked everybody, what is God? Add Chief back real quick. I asked everybody what is God. I'm gonna give everybody. I'm gonna see in 10 seconds. I want to ask everybody, what is God? Don't give me a vague answer. Don't give me nothing vague. I really want you to give a determinative definition and a declarative definition of what God is. We're not going to play the semantics. We're not going to do something that could be something else. What is God? Everybody in the comments, I need y'all to answer that, because if for those that say they Christians, y'all give me a definition. For those of y'all who are dogging the Christians, y'all need to give me a definition. And if it's a definition that's doing this little loopity-loop and all this pseudo, we can't run with that. We're not playing those games. Knowledge. Remember, we're dealing with truth. We're dealing with. So we'll go with that. But Preston, you can keep asking questions. I'm gonna wait to see what I get on that. Then I'll build. I just want to see.
That's a good question, Heavy. That was a great question, Heavy. What is the definition of God? Because a lot of people don't know it. Shit.
The definition of God is in my understanding is the beginning. How can I put it in words? Well, the symbol, the beginning, the one who started everything. That's I can say that in the 3 words. The beginning, the one who starts everything. That's my understanding of God.
Okay.
I'm gonna read these questions backwards because that's how they coming in. Someone said, all or nothing. It depends on personal perspective. So now we determine. I'm not with that. Someone said consciousness. So just being aware makes you God. Okay, so animals are conscious. Uh, oh, okay, we're going philosophical. To be your God, that's the question.
We got somebody else that want to come up.
And somebody said that's perspective. So now, how I see the absolute will determine what it is. It's not the absolute thing that it is. So I can change its nature just because it isn't what it is. Isn't it the business? You see what I'm saying? What happened? You know, wait, what happened? What happened with Chief?
He was having connection problems. He was spinning so bad. I think he wanted to fix his phone.
Oh, he may be. Okay.
But both ladies wanted to come back up.
Hey y'all. As I said, heavy. We've had this discussion before. God is the ultimate creator of all things, in totality, incorporating spirituality, physical, and any other thing that you decide to put into that. That is what God is.
Right.
So if there was a synonym to use as one word to be God is, I would say ultimate.
Hey, let Chief back up. They trying to come back up. Somebody.
Yeah. I came down.
Yo, beautiful waters. I don't come for dark skinned girls. You my sister, so don't come for me. I don't operate from that standpoint. I'm sorry.
So now she mentioned he is the creator. What is the creator? What all is entitled? What comes with the position of a creator? The creation or the creator, that is the force of bestowal. Okay? If you're talking creation, you're talking the force of bestowal. All things had to come from somewhere. They had to be bestowed the gifts of or the powers to do those things. But the place from which all bestowal comes from, that force, that is creator. All right. Now, creator is merely one of the positions that God holds. When we're speaking of God, we're speaking of the ultimate. We're speaking of the end all. We're speaking of the immovable mover. You see, we're speaking of the thing that is outside of creation that caused creation to be. Okay. And one of the powers of creation is the power of bestowal. So this is one of the offices or positions that God had relegated to himself. And it is one of the many forces that he has allowed men to play with. All right. Now, how does man play with this force of creation? How does one play with the force of creation? Now, the force of creation is played with through ego. People say, wait a minute, hold up. Yes, through ego.
Ego makes you curse too.
Right. Now how does this work? Okay, now I'm gonna tell people, just because you were given the complete thing doesn't mean you were given the thing in a corrected state. I'm gonna say that again. Just because you're given a complete thing doesn't given the thing in a complete state or a correct state. All right. That's how the ego works here. Now, on one level, the ego is the thing that makes you aware of self, and it also seeks pleasure. It seeks desire, right? What are the five? Let's go over the five. The five desires of the ego.
Ooh, get into it.
Food, sex, money, knowledge, and what was the last one? Food, sex, money, knowledge, comfort. These are the desires of the ego. All right, these are all the pleasures in which it seeks. Now, the problem with this when it comes to the ego is its will to receive pleasures. All right. Now, there's a corrected state in which I'm going to just sum this all up. There's a corrected state in which the ego must put itself in. All right. The corrected state in which ego must put itself in is to focus on others, to be able to take the self-focus off of just self and to put it on others. This is when ego has put itself in the corrected state. So you are living your life with items that you've been given from God that are complete, but that are not in the corrected state. So ego is one of those things. All right. So now if one chooses to keep ego in the state of focusing on self, which is a good thing to focus on self, but if the ultimate ego is to fulfill all the self desires, pleasures, and things like that, and ego can't lead you to use ego to see others and see that as self, you have not completed, you have not ascended with ego.
Because it's because of that ultimate word, because of that ultimate, because of its ultimate. It's not ultimate. It can't be ultimate.
That's a fact. And pleasure is merely the definition of pleasure. I don't care what they write in a book. Fuck a book. The definition of pleasure is the fulfillment of ego. The definition of pleasure is the fulfillment of ego. Now,
so therefore, it is subjective, depending on one's ego and what 5 things they're trying to illuminate towards.
Well, no, those are the 5 things. That's dependent on the lower state. That's the lower state of the ego.
Right.
So you can upgrade your ego.
Right.
So if the ego gets an upgrade, it's going to begin to see the things outside of this physical vessel as a part of self. So then it will seek to please that. It will seek to bring pleasure to that also. You see what I'm saying?
So can I ask a question? So if you're operating from ego, is that incorporating God?
Yes, because the creator is the force. He's actually the anti-egoist to a certain degree, right? And this is what I mean by that is all of matter in creation from the beginning of and to the end is from the thoughts of God. It's from the ego and the mind of God.
Amen. So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back home to my lovely token word for the day, abundance. Let's talk about that. So, and not dealing with mediocrity, right? Or just comfort levels. So what is abundance? How does that work into the ego aspect?
Okay, so abundance, when you're dealing with the ego and the ego is is still in a complete state, but hasn't had an upgrade. It's going to see abundance as amassing riches for self. It's going to see abundance as amassing pleasure for self. It's going to see abundance as seeking to have, sex to a certain degree, all at a regular thing, and having that.
But if we take off the flesh aspect, right? What in your definition would be considered abundance on a spiritual aspect? And then I also want you to kind of go through
abundance would be the ability to see others and all things as an aspect of self. Woo. So there is no need for anything outside of self. When people say there's no need of anything outside of self and they're talking just about themselves, this is a debased ego. This is an ego that is not received an upgrade. When they think that it's all in them and they have it all, and see that it's all self. Well,
come on, you see where I'm going with this.
You see, but so once they begin to just see it's just them and they are complete, and they all that is doing is fueling the ego. You see what I'm saying?
So now, and I love what you're doing, and I'm asking these questions not necessarily for myself, but I'm trying to pull it all together because your articulation aspect of it might be hitting a lot of souls, but in all actuality, it's the same premise of what I was speaking to with Chief. When you take self outside of it, you get to realize that are you truly operating in abundance? Because when you think of others, that's the reason why I had no desire to curse at him even when he said it to me, because I get it. I get it. When somebody challenges you, you might get a little bit antsy. But when you're dealing with self, that ego was bruised. That wasn't my intention. You know what I mean? So let's talk about African spirituality now. Let's talk about that. What do the ancestors say about abundance? Let's get into this. Let's get into that. Because and the reason why I'm going there, Heavy, is because there's a lot of people, shit, I could be one of them, operating in mediocrity where our ancestors never said it was okay to do that. So on the African spirituality side, what do they say about abundance and what our ancestors expect of us? Because we're here on this physical plane right now.
Well, this is why kindness is such a sure sign of abundance.
You said kindness?
Kindness is the ultimate sign of abundance.
Hold on, you know what? I have a few. I'm sorry to pause you. I have a few questions in here. A lot of people saying we not African. A lot of people saying who are the ancestors. Can you break down what ancestors mean? Because I don't think they understand.
Okay, when you guys are talking about African, American, all these nationalities, these are people, you guys are clamoring to say you're not these things, but all of civilization can attest to the attributes of the black man. He left his marker everywhere through the signs of. There's not a pyramid that wasn't built by the African. You know,
and if we take off our spiritual lens, Lucy is the first man. That's what science tells you. That was found in Africa. But continue.
But yeah, so we can. I mean, we instead of going through the semantics, it's just really getting the point of what what really it is. Abundance. The first sign of knowing a person is living in abundance is kindness, because that shows that you are aware of what you are willing to give. Right? It shows you what you have, what you're willing to give, and your state of being and mood when you give it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I can give you love because I know what love is. I know that I have it, and I know I'm not gonna lose it if I give it to you. See, so kindness is one of those things that lets you know a person is walking in abundance. When you're dealing with everything that is attributed to the quote unquote fruits of the spirit, these are all things that let you know that you are walking in abundance. All right, because you can't be patient unless you know you're gonna get it or you already have it.
So it's not an act.
You see what I'm saying? Meek, long suffering, go through the list. You know, abundance is a place of overflow, not just flow, but overflow. See, you could flow, but what puts you in the place of overflow?
There goes the self again. Because if you're flowing, that's self-flowing. But the abundance, I feel, is the over, like what you're saying, it's overly, it's more than just self.
It's more than sufficient for self.
Right. Therefore, you have no
Mastering what's in
you in disagreement. You don't have to belittle yourself.
Here and from Africa. Actually, this was a part of Africa. It actually broke off.
Exactly. We were all 7 continents were connected.
Yeah, we got to stop. Like, I don't know why the hatred towards Africa and not wanting to